If I had $200,000 worth of equity in my home to invest right now, this is what I would do and this is how I would do it, and I'll talk you through it step by step. If you've got $200,000 sitting in equity in your home right now, you are a lot closer to putting together a great property portfolio than what you actually think. Now, a lot of people have $200,000 worth of equity, but they never actually A, implement it, or B, put some real structure and real thought into what they're trying to accomplish. Therefore, they just waste it. In this video, I'm going to walk you through what I would do if I had $200,000 equity in my home to invest right now. And I'm going to talk you through it step by step. We're going to talk about the areas and why. There's no theories here and there's no hype. This is me actually telling you what I have seen and what I would do based on the last 20 years of me helping property investors structure their loans and purchase investment properties. So the first rule is don't touch your cash. Your cash can sit in your home loan offset. What we are talking about is not your cash, not your savings, not your money sitting in offset, but the equity that is in your home. And what we want to do is we want to put in a separate loan to be able to extract that equity. That keeps your accountant happy, the tax man happy, and means you have a much easier job when it comes to sorting out your tax affairs at the end of the year. If we've only got a finite amount of money to accomplish our goal, we need to be smart rather than safe. We always need to be safe, but in this instance, we need to be more smarter than what we are safe. So it's about leverage and the structure that we're going to use. Investors are always taught, put down a 20% deposit, don't pay lender's mortgage insurance, and buy one property every couple of years. Now that's pretty slow, it's also pretty safe. But that's not what we're trying to accomplish, and that's not what I would be looking to accomplish right now. So if I had $200,000 in today's market, I'd be looking to leverage that into possibly two properties at an 88 to 90% loan to value ratio. Really get some value for money there and be able to stretch my $200,000 out to about $1.5 million worth of property. So let's break this down. There's a bit of a sweet spot when it comes to purchasing property, and I believe that sweet spot is about 88% loan to value ratio plus lender's mortgage insurance taking you up to 90. Which means a lot of lenders lend in this space, their rates are reasonably competitive, and your lender's mortgage insurance is quite cheap in comparison to the higher loan to value ratios. So instead of buying one property for 800, I'm thinking about two properties for 1.5. Now this is how bigger property portfolios are created right from the start. And this is exactly how I would structure it. Number one, I'd split my 200 in half and I'd have two separate deposits, and I'd be using that to be a 12% deposit on each, plus my lender's mortgage insurance, capitalized on top of the loan amount, and I'd be using each separate split of the 200 for a separate property, so when tax time came around, I knew exactly what to claim against what property. I'd be looking to preserve my cash, maximize my borrowing power, and give me the flexibility to go again if one of these properties really increases in value dramatically in the near future. Critically, I'm not cross-securing anything and everything is done as a standalone facility. Where would I invest? At these higher loan to value ratios, your margin of error is a lot smaller. So you really need to be hitting it out of the ballpark on every single purchase. So we need areas that have good growth rate, but also areas that have reasonable rental returns to enable you to hold these highly leveraged investments. So here's where I'd be looking right now. Number one, I'd be looking southeast Queensland, the outer rings of Brisbane, such as Logan, or even out to Ipswich. Number one, you've got massive migration from the southern states, people looking to move north to where it's a lot warmer. Number two, you've got the Olympics and the infrastructure that surrounds that coming in the future. Number three, you've still got sub $600,000 opportunities for houses and land. The next place I'd be looking to invest would be Perth. Number one, it's affordable. Number two, it has strong rental yields. Number three, at the moment, it's got pretty tight vacancy rates, so it's ticking a lot of boxes. And my third place I'd be looking would be good, solid old Adelaide. Consistent growth, low volatility, and it's got a good balance of rental yield and property demand. As you probably guessed by this list, I'm not chasing blue chip assets here. What I'm chasing is good, solid, consistent performers that are going to give us some capital growth over the next couple of years, be relatively easy to hold, and be something I can leverage against in the future to get me into properties 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So now we've sorted out our structure and we've sorted out our loan to value ratios and we've sorted out our areas, let's detail it down to the specific properties that I would be searching for in those areas. And of course, I'm going to say houses and land. Be looking for blocks of land in between 400 and 600, which is a decent sized block of land, but it's also pretty easy for a tenant to help maintain. And I'll be looking for no high density stock. My price point would be somewhere between 450 and 650 or 600, because this is a medium for the areas and it's also in the owner occupied spec for those areas, and it's going to get the most amount of uplift in the future. And rental yields, I'll be looking for somewhere between 4.5 and 6. Number one, helping to preserve my serviceability, but B, also cash flow, helping hold these properties into the future. Makes it a little bit easier when you're getting 4 to 6%. And lastly, I'll be looking for cosmetic renovation potential. Just a little bit of a spruce up to enable me to get a higher rental return in the future and improve my returns overall. Also, if they can give a small cosmetic renovation, that might really help me in terms of getting a good valuation for the property a little later down the track. But what would I be avoiding? Well, I'd be avoiding high-rise apartment blocks. I'd be avoiding off-the-plan purchases. I'd be avoiding house and land packages in kind of oversupplied new housing estates. And I'd be avoiding anything with high ongoing costs, such as strata and body corporate fees. Because at these high loan to value ratios that we're talking about, bad assets get exposed really quickly. Now, this kind of structuring is aggressive, but it has to be calculated. So let's be clear, there's a number of things that you can do to mitigate your risk of having properties leveraged at this level. Number one, for cash flow, you can put things on interest only. That'll just help with your monthly and annual cash flow. Number two, have buffer sitting in your offset accounts. So keep your cash reserve sitting in your home loan offset account where, if required on a rainy day, you've got some ammunition to carry you through. The next one's an unusual one, and I always say to clients, let's be a bit conservative with our living expenses and our own personal cash flows before we go into investment properties that are so highly leveraged. Make sure that you're comfortable in your ability to pay the loans, even if you have breaks in between your tenancies. That leads me into my last one, which is focus on properties that have a good demand for rental. So what's the real play here? The real play isn't about buying these two properties and then sitting and forgetting about them for the next 20 years. It's about getting these properties set up and in place and then reevaluating exactly where you stand in about 3 years' time. Can we leverage against them and go again? How have the properties performed? Should I be able to let these properties go and buy better ones? These are all questions that you should be asking about that 3-year point to see if you can get yourself from properties 1 and 2 into 3, 4 and 5. So in closing, if I had $200,000 equity, I wouldn't be thinking about playing it safe. I'd be thinking about getting maximum amount of leverage, selecting really good assets and getting something going that would be able to fuel another round of further acquisitions in the future. Property investing isn't about one good decision. It's about putting stepping stones in place that leads you to a better position in the future. If you'd like help with structuring your property portfolio, then reach out. And I'm more than happy to run through some math and numbers and see what might be able to happen for your particular set of circumstances. The most costly thing that you can do is not use your equity at all and sit on your hands.